Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of the Adventures of Pete. Haven't made a video in quite some time, so I thought I'd put one out real quick, let everybody know what I really haven't been doing more than what I have been doing. So, and then some future plans. Haven't done a whole lot with the Mustang. It's just been like kind of cold. My garage isn't heated, so as you can see here, it's sitting right around 40 degrees in here. So I don't have a heater out here, and well, I do, but it's just this little dinky little space heater, and it doesn't really do a whole lot, and you have to kind of just let it run all the time. So just haven't done a whole lot. So I can tell you what I have done though. I've been messing around with the engine wiring harness, which it plugs in here at the firewall. It's this plug here, and it runs in through here, and one of the cables goes to the water temperature sender unit, which is down here. There's another oil pressure sender down here that it hits. So I've been working on that. I took the old one off because it was just as gnarly as can be. It's actually laying here. It might have been an original harness. And then bought a replacement one, and then found out the replacement one needed some of the ends lengthened and stuff, so I had to splice in a few cables, and then I wrapped everything with that really cool sheathing and tried to do it as clean as possible. So I'm still kind of buttoning that up a little bit, but I have been working on that. I also replaced the fuel pump. This car has just an electric clicky clack fuel pump put on it, and this was the one that was on it. I don't know if you can see that well or not, but I don't know if this was just, to me it kind of looks like it got a little hot and stuff started to seep out of there a little bit or something, but I don't think that this pump was working quite right for me. So, and it was super loud, this one. I mean, you could even hear it slightly over the exhaust when the car was running. So, I mean, it's nice to know that it's running, but it was just obnoxiously loud. So I bought a red Edelbrock one and put a few rubber grommets, and that's how I mounted it, with these like rubber grommets, hoping that it'll reduce some of the noise, because that external fuel pump was super loud. And I also replaced the fuel filter up here with a clear Wix one, so I could just visually see if the gas in there is clean or dirty or what have you. So there's that. What do I have to do next? I'm going to run a manual choke cable that I have here. I'm going to run that inside to the cabin of the car, and I'm just going to use a manual choke for it. And so I'm going to do that. I'm going to tighten up that wiring harness some. I've got some Shell Rotella T4 to change the oil with, because that's got the zinc content in it, which I need. So I'm going to do that. What else? Oh, I bought a set of silicone radiator hoses. So I'm going to swap out the existing radiator hoses with those new ones, and some brand new clamps, obviously. So I'm going to do that. And then once all that stuff's pretty kind of cool and buttoned down, I was thinking about maybe starting to get into the paint a little bit. You know, start to clay bar it a little bit, and you know, run the color. I have a McGuire's dual action setup. That's not like professional or anything. But I did it on one of my other cars and it cleaned the paint up really nice. So I'm just gonna run that over it and see what I can do about getting this paint looking even better, and it does. And so yeah, that'll be fun. So again, I didn't want this video to be long. I just hadn't made anything for a long time. Like I said, it's just super cold out. So, and I'm not one for the cold weather, so I just really haven't done anything. So hopefully when it warms up here in the next month or so, I'll get out here and start doing a few more things. In the meantime, I did, this is kind of fun. I did take this carburetor here. This was the old one. And I took the float ball off the front here. And I looked at what size jets were in this one. So it actually had a 74 jet in it, which I personally think that's maybe a little high, you know, like this newer one that I put on the car, it comes with a 73, and I was worried about that being so too big, because this is only a 289, and it doesn't have crazy camshaft or heads or anything like that. It's just got long tube headers, pretty stock setup. So I don't think it needs that big of a jet, but we'll see. This next coming year, a couple of my goals are to I'm going to take it to an exhaust shop and have them tuck everything up in there a little bit nicer. Everything just hangs a little bit low. When I was in there underneath there before, I saw an obvious leak on one of the exhaust pipes down the side here, and so I just want to get the exhaust kind of done. And when I do, I'm going to have them weld in a bung so I can put in a O2 sensor, and I'm going to run an air fuel ratio gauge up in the cabin, as well as a vacuum gauge. I'm going to get vacuum off one of these carburetor ports, run that in there. So I'm going to have to run, you know, a vacuum line and the choke through a hole here somewhere. I don't know if there's one existing there already I can use, or if I'm going to have to drill one. But I've got grommets, and if I have to drill a hole, I'll make it look really nice. And everything will run really clean and nice like it should. So I'm going to do that. So I'm going to mess around with the exhaust, get that completely tightened up, make sure I'm happy with that. And then I'm going to start to go through the brakes. I'm thinking about changing out the master cylinder. Still probably keep them manual. I don't know. I might throw on a booster, but I kind of dig the manual feel of them. So anyhow, change out the master, and I'm really thinking about changing out the lines too, putting fresh lines all around, especially here in the front, because that's not nearly as hard as running those lines to the back. But even then, the back wouldn't be too bad, especially if you had a lift. But anyhow, so that's it. Go through the brakes. I still have to do, I think there's an axle seal leaking here on the left side that I need to get repaired. So this wheel down here has a leaking axle seal. I need to get that repaired. It's not horrendous or terrible, but I will get that fixed. I think the rear main oil seal on this car is starting to leak a little, so I'm gonna have to get that fixed. So the question with that is, do I pull, because you have to pull the transmission anyhow. The question is, do I pull the transmission, get the transmission rebuilt? You know, so you want to kind of think the stuff through and, you know, make the right decisions with this, because it's so easy to make the wrong decisions. So I might as well just go ahead and get it rebuilt if they're going to be yanking it. So I'm going to get the transmission rebuilt, get the exhaust work done, work on the brakes. Those are the long-term goals for this year. And I'll probably be able to knock that out. A little fun thing though that I would like to show you guys. Let me turn on my light here. Oh, I don't want the flashy light. I want just the light. 1, 2, 3. All right. So inside the car, in the door here, are these things right here called kick panels. So it's just like a plastic cover that sits in here and kind of covers up this area here of the car. Just like a trim piece, basically, you know, no big deal. Well, for Christmas this year, it's probably my biggest present I got for myself. I got a set of kick panels where it had, you can see here, it's just got a thing here where a speaker, you know, mounts in there. So I bought these speakers years and years ago for another car. These are Polk Audio. That's actually the model number right there. Let me turn this light off. I think it's a little too bright now that I'm out of the car. But anyhow, it's a wow, it's just DB651S. Says right there, 6.5 inch slim mount speaker. I don't know the ratings of this. It says 165 peak at 4 ohms. The RMS rating isn't anywhere near that. It's like maybe 50, it's like 60 or something RMS. No big deal. I'm not going to run any super powerful amp or anything, but I can, as you can see, the clip, everything mounted in here real clean. I'm going to have to straighten out that one clip. It's a little crooked, but, and if you look at it from this angle, you can see the speaker doesn't stick out. So there's only like 2 inches mounting depth right there, and these speakers, being the slim mount ones, only need 2 inches. So that worked out really nice, because it's my understanding that there's not a lot of space back in there, so if it was sticking out any more, it probably wouldn't work well. So, and even if you needed more space, you could probably just get a ring, speaker ring, to push that speaker out a little bit further there, and that would work for you if you need to do that. But that's the little plastic trim ring that goes on there. It's real nice. But Polk Audio, so I thought that these would look good in there. You know, they slide right in there, and they kind of match everything on the car. You know, the black and the silver. So all that's wired up right now with the car is he's got these two 6x9 Sonys, which, to be honest, they're showing like definite signs of like dry rot around those rings and stuff. So I don't even know if these are really any good. I think these are pretty old. Sony Explodes. They sold those really inexpensively at like probably like the Walmarts and stuff like that. So I'll probably get a nicer set of being that these ones here are Polk Audio, I might get a matching set of Polk Audios for the back, especially if I can get something to match that same design they have there or something like that, you know, that's going to match up well. So that'll be a fun little activity there, is wiring up those speakers. So, all right, well, I think I've chatted long enough, made this video long enough, but I appreciate everyone's viewership. Like I said, it's just been pretty cold out here in my garage, and I'm just not that kind of guy that likes to get out there and get all cold and stuff. So I'm getting a little bit spoiled in my older age here. So, but I can do that, I guess. So, but thanks for the viewership. I appreciate y'all very much. You know, with the theme of it being really cold and stuff, you know, look after any homeless people in the area that you might have. I stopped the other day and helped a homeless guy out a little bit. It was just money, which is probably the last thing you really want to do, but I just wanted to make sure he was able to eat for the day. But I understand that, you know, homeless people need warm coats and stuff like that. So look through your closets, dig out your old coats and gloves, and, you know, go find a homeless shelter and donate that stuff. Gets all that extra clutter out of your house, and you might help to keep somebody warm in this winter time. So, but be kind to everybody that you're interacting with, and you know, do those little nice gestures. It'll help you. You know, it helps me a lot. You know, make me feel like I'm being thoughtful towards my fellow man. So, you know, help everybody out that you can. It's a good thing to do. That's what everyone should be doing. So, all right, I'm blabbering enough. So, thanks again for watching, everybody, and I'll see you on the next one.